Hello, hi, and welcome to Empathic Fire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Libra in September 2020. Hello, Libra. How are you guys doing? I hope you are doing well. All right, guys, welcome to September, and a very happy birthday to you early Libras who will be celebrating at the end of the month. Also, of course, a happy birthday to Libras who will be celebrating October. It's your entire season. So for all of you guys in the collective, I hope you have an amazing solar return. If you are able to celebrate, please have a good time. Please enjoy yourself. And of course, please be safe as you do so, as there is still a global pandemic in our hands. In general, Libra, outside of birthday wishes for you, I hope you are safe, happy, and healthy at this time. Please continue to take very good care of yourselves and each other, okay? Any other announcements before we get into the regular spiel? No, I don't think so. So let's go ahead and do that. Libra, anything you want from me, it's already in the description box. If you want the timestamp, it is down there. If you want to see how to go about ordering a personal reading with me, you may look below and you'll see the instructions or what you need to do before you place an order with me. If you have a question, though, feel free to reach out to me using the same email address that's provided down below, and I will answer you as soon as I can. Also, you will see the link to my Instagram down there, EmpathicFire Tarot, over there on Instagram. So if you want to follow me over there, there's a link for that, and go ahead and use it. And someone reached out to me recently asking about donations. I don't go live often enough here on the channel, but if you ever catch me live and you feel like you want to donate, you can use the super chat if you want. But in the meantime, since I usually don't go live, but maybe like once or twice a month, you can feel free to use either the Cash App or the PayPal link below and send a donation if you want to, okay? So that's for everybody in case anybody else was wondering, okay? All right, Libra, let's get into it. I want to see the outcome for Libra in September 2020. Libra's outcome in September 2020, please show me. Ooh, bridge, okay, I want a bridge. Ooh, another one, okay. That's interesting. Don't normally have to do bridges that often. So anyway, outcome for Libra in September 2020. Bottom of the deck is the overall energy. A lot of face down cards. So let's see what everything is, though. Wow. Not a major in sight. That's interesting. I'll try and make this a little neater before we get into it. How's that look? Looks pretty okay, so we'll go with it. All right, let's get into it. Please show me where Libra is in September 2020. Libra, September 2020, please show me. Okay, got it. Libra, coming into September, you come in with the energy of the Three of Pentacles. All right, then. We like that. Looking to put in some work, looking to partner up with someone or work on a specific project, make improvements in your life. Maybe some of you are literally putting up shelves in your home, decorating, redecorating, rearranging furniture, something like that. The bigger message with the Three of Pentacles is about working in unison with other people, or working under contract with someone and being diligent and being dedicated and focused on that task. And it feels pretty positive. It feels like, you know, you're definitely making these moves. You might have a little bit of like a nagging person or group of people over your shoulder, because you can see those three people up there kind of monitoring the progress of the woman down here in the foreground, basically. So there might be a little bit of like intrusion on what you're working on. You might have people who are, hey Libra, what are you up to? And you're kind of like, will you just let me get on with it? Or there might be maybe micromanaging. If this is affecting some of you in your workspace, you might be very much focused on a project, focused on a specific goal or whatever you're in charge of, and your boss or your manager might be stopping by or emailing you constantly. And so it's a little bit of a nag coming through here. Could also be with the people that you're working with, because like I said, the Three of Pentacles can talk about working together as a group in partnership. So, but overall, it feels really positive. It feels really like you've set a goal, you have a result that you're going for, or you have certain things you're looking to accomplish, and you're being very focused on that goal. And if you don't have it, okay, that could be a slight complication for some of you. Maybe you don't actually have it ironed out yet. Maybe you don't actually have a game plan in place yet, but you're hoping to find something to do, or some way to you're hoping to devise a plan that you will later be able to implement. Does that make sense? Pretty easy. That's like one of the quickest intros I've ever done for a monthly ever. So fast. So what else is happening? Please show me for Libra. Okay. So it's a little more complicated because okay, so got some people out here. So what it feels like is either you've got competition, or people are making your goal of having the Three of Pentacles, again, working for something, striving for something, creating something, even just redecorating your own home. Maybe the other people you live with, they're like, why do you want to put that over there? Will you just let me do this? I have a vision for how the living room should be, set up here. So there's a little bit of a possible pushback. If not pushback, you're just securing, I feel like there's I don't even know what you would call that. I guess what they're showing me is something like bricklaying. Bricklaying, I assume, is still a thing. I don't follow, the progress of masonry or anything like that, or the evolution of masonry. But I feel like if you were to build a wall, or build a brick house or anything like that, you'd have to lay the bricks, layer by layer by layer, until it's yay high, and then you build the other walls and all this other kind of stuff. So it feels like work in progress. And as you do this, as you're committed to this work in progress and being, step by step moving towards a specific result or end game, you might have people who are in your way, sort of, kind of, but they're really not. Or maybe they are. I don't know yet. But what I'm sensing is, okay, so your motivation is here. And then you might, okay, thank you. So your motivation is here. This could be someone you want to work with, that you are close with in this project, in this partnership that we were talking about with the Three of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You could be dealing with an earth sign, but you do not have to be. This could be you, like I said, or it could be someone else. But regardless of where it's coming from, this is an energy of a person who is masterful with creation, or is masterful with planning and executing plans and following protocol, or following instructions, perhaps creating instructions. This could be, I don't normally get boss energy or leader, well, leader more than boss, I guess I should say. But this could be your boss, or someone that, you're working closely with. Maybe this is just a colleague, and maybe they're coming out as the King of Pentacles because perhaps they are more senior than you in the company that you work for. Maybe they have more experience than you do. They don't have to be the CEO or the owner or the manager. They, again, could just be someone that you work alongside, but they're just a little bit more experienced than you. And if it is, either it is another person or it is you, there is just this quality of the King of Pentacles that's solid and it's dependable. And I feel you are trying to exemplify this. You're trying to demonstrate this. You're trying to be this in your own life. You might be working under this person, or rather this person could be a mentor to you. You could be learning things from them. You could be an apprentice or a student, and that, okay, so that's a little, quote unquote, okay, it's not dangerous, but that's a little, that makes me a little bit weary, where those of you, you're kind of looking at this person to have all the answers. They don't. There's one or two of you out there that are thinking this person makes no mistakes. They do. They're still a human being. And maybe you see how he's kicked back and he's at ease, feet up on the ottoman, petting the dog. He looks very chill. He looks very relaxed. So it could be that someone makes it look easy, whatever you guys are working on together, or whatever this person is trying to teach you how to do. Like, it literally could be a craft. It literally could be how to create something with your hands, or since we're talking about pentacles twice in a row here, it could be how to utilize or invest your money, or how to, increase wealth or increase your financial income or whatever it is. And this person, the way they speak, the way they behave, the way they conduct themselves, they make it look easy. So in that sense, I could see how some of you would be like, oh, wow, this person is just, they're the best at this. I can't go wrong by studying them or by asking for their help. I agree. This person is very helpful. I agree that they would compliment you in the situation. However, I wouldn't think, I would caution you to think they have the answers to everything. They don't. They've made mistakes in their past. They've gone through the trenches and worked their way up in some type of manner or in some context, but they're not this perfect being. So please, like, somebody out here needs to be a little bit more critical of this King of Pentacles. Like, I don't think they're suspect. I don't think they're shady or anything like that. But I think, they can make mistakes. They can have miscalculations. You know what I mean? Or maybe don't expect that your rise to this person's level, if you're trying to, again, exemplify or replicate their success, you might not go about it the same way, or you might not find as much success in the same amount of time or in the same ways as this person has obtained, okay? And if this is your energy, those are all the things that you exemplify, that you have mastered for yourself, or you are trying to. You might be trying to work towards that with the Three of Pentacles. Okay. For some of you, like, this could be working towards some type of entrepreneurship. This could be working to be your own boss, be your own the person that signs, the checks and deposits them into your own account. You know what I mean? You want to be self-made in some of your cases, and you're working towards that. Again, I feel a good portion of you have like a mentor or somebody that you're, maybe you don't even know them personally. I mean, in some cases, it is like an advisor, an instructor, somebody who has, X amount of years experience in the field that you want to get into. Others of you, it's very like, informal, like you're like watching tutorials that this person puts up on their website, or you're reading their books or whatever the hell it is, you know what I mean? And I like this for you. I think that either the person or the example that they have set or the energy itself is very conducive to what you're trying to do here with the Three of Pentacles. The nagging is still here. I don't think it's coming from this person. I think it comes from this person. And I'm pretty sure that's where we're going next. Because I feel you're very positive about what you want to do, Libra. You feel very much, this is what I want to create. This is where I want to go. And I'm confident in it. And the King of Pentacles, whether you know them or not, has inspired you. It's given you something to, again, replicate. You're trying to it's not like a envious thing. It's not like a, God, I don't even know what you call it these days. I'm about to date myself. It's like it's like what we used to say when I was in school. It's like you're biting on this person. You're biting this person's style, or you're jocking them. That's not what you're doing. You want to do it in your own way. You want to do what they did, but in your own way. It's not specifically, I want to be exactly like you. I just want to have what you have in terms of your ability to work hard and reap the benefits of that hard work. Work towards a specific goal and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Does that make sense? That's what you want. And the nagging or the concern, I feel, comes from this Queen of Swords. Air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Could be dealing with an air sign, but you don't have to be. A lot of parental energy has been coming out in this set of readings for September thus far. Libra, you're the 7th sign, so six signs before you, I think almost all of them had something to do with parental figures in it. And, I don't care how old you are. You could be, 46 and you still, have to get on the phone or FaceTime with your parents, and they still have to tell you, now make sure that you wash your hair and clean your underwear and do all these other kinds of things, I feel that here too. I feel like there's like a helicopter parent type of thing going on here. And it doesn't have to be from your literal parents. It doesn't have to be specifically from your mother or your father or anybody in that capacity, you know, your grandparents or anything like that. This could be a friend. This could be a partner of yours. This could be your own self-criticism or self-concern. And unlike the other readings, Libra, I do feel like this is more of a, well, I suppose it can be a little smothering. Let's say that. Other readings, it wasn't about smothering or helicopter parent. It really was about control. It really was about manipulation. It really was about, you know, all kinds of strange skews to caring about a person. Here I feel it's pretty genuine. I feel that, and not to say those other readings, the caring wasn't genuine. It is as it appears. It is about caring. However, the delivery might not be the best. So as much as this person might, you know, legit care about you and want to see good things happen for you in your life, the way they express that to you might not be the best. Hence the helicopter parent, hence the smothering. Like I said before, related to the Three of Pentacles, it might come out in the form of nagging, right? So if you're dreaming big, and again, I don't care how old you are, you know, I think when we think of like big dreams and your parent comes along, and not that they should, but it does happen that your parent kind of pokes holes in your dreams, that usually we assume it usually happens when you're a teenager, when you're in your early 20s and you're trying to figure things out in life, and they're, you know, trying to keep you grounded, and trying to keep you, you know, they like that old, you know, like archetype or trope, I should say, like from a movie, like like, I want to dance, I want to sing, I want to be an artist. And that translates to real life. You tell most parents you want to sing, dance, or be some type of artist, even though there's plenty of jobs out there, plenty of careers where that's lucrative and it's successful and you can make a long-lasting career on those things. You tell that to a parent, depending on, you know, background and, you know, their own beliefs of what, you know, what is deemed a success in society, they're going to shoot the shit out of that dream. What are you talking about? You're not going to sing. You're not going to dance. You're not going to get famous by making sculptures, which is silly because you can. You absolutely can. But because of that, because of this person's worldview, what they've experienced, what they believe is quote unquote normal or acceptable, there is that, well, I don't think that's a good idea kind of energy. So maybe it's a little relative to those previous readings where I was talking about parents having this oversight in their children's lives. And again, Libra, I feel I'm talking to you as being the recipient of this energy. You could embody this energy. You could be the parent and you could be the one. No offense, I'm not trying to call you out. I'm not trying to drag you or anything like that. But it could be you're the one who's overbearing. You're the one who's helicoptering. You're the one who's smothering your parents. Male or female, doesn't matter. You know, the age of your child or the age you are relative to your parents is irrelevant. But there is this concern, and the concern, I feel, tips over into the category of nagging, into the category of smothering, okay? I don't know what you're meant to do with that. I just feel that this person is here, and they literally are overseeing, or they're overhead, somehow have they have an awareness of the things you're trying to work on the things you're saying you want to strive for and accomplish. I think many of you would prefer this person's support rather than their criticism, and it might be hard to come by. You know, again, no tea, no shade. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings here, but sometimes a person cannot help their personality. Sometimes a person cannot help how they come across, or they've been doing it for so long, you or they or everyone involved just becomes so conditioned to it. Conditioning is dangerous. I don't say that we should accept conditioning, but if we're aware and you have been this person's child for 48 years or 22 years, I don't care how old you are, and you don't necessarily see them changing or wanting to change or wanting to be aware of the ways that their words could hurt you, could dissuade you or make you feel less than, what, you know, I'm not saying leave them alone, but I kind of get this like acceptance, like Maybe in some of your cases, you're like letting it kind of roll off you, like water off a duck's back. It's not a big deal. In other cases, I think it's a little hurtful still that this person is critical of every move that you make. That's what this feels like. Every move I make, you've got something to say about it. Maybe that's it. Okay. So maybe this Queen of Swords is always dissatisfied. And this is for just a few of you. This is not for most Libras. This is just for a few of you. You may have spent many years or a good portion of your life or a good portion of the recent history in this dynamic between this person. Again, does not have to be a parent. Could be a sibling, could be a friend, could be yourself. And you're trying to please them and it just never seems to work. They say like, okay, so let's say it was something like, you wanted to go to college, but you didn't want to go to college for what, or you wanted to go to college again for like singing or dancing or something like that, but you didn't. So you settled on something else. You went to school for like biology, or you went to school for like massage therapy or whatever the hell you went for. And then you graduate and then they're kind of like, I'm proud of you. Now you just got to go out there and get a good job. But I'm not sure with this career track that you've chosen. And you're like, what do you mean? When I first said to you, I want to go to school for performing arts, you totally killed my dream when I was 18 years old. Now it's like 4 years later, however long, and I've got a degree in something that you initially were like, that's better than performing arts. And now that I've graduated, you're just like, I don't know. It looks kind of shaky on what you could do for yourself. I hope you're going to be able to. It's like they question your ability to support yourself. And when you're looking to please them or looking to satisfy them or looking to take on their advice, you take the advice, you take the smarter move, the more careful, road, the road much more traveled, much more common, much more, again, transferable. A degree in biology or a degree in economics or whatever is much more quote unquote marketable than a degree in performing arts. That is true. And so you did that, and then you go to this person kind of saying, okay, well, I did what you said. I took your advice. And they're still kind of like, well, it would have been better if you had a higher GPA. What do you mean? So it's like they're never happy with what you've done. Interesting. For a few of you, this could, even though I still say, because it's, probability more than anything, this does not have to be a parental thing. This could be some other people that you look up to. This could be, a boss and a neighbor, two people that don't even know each other. But I do get the sense that in some of your cases, this is your mother and father or your parents, no gender. I don't know, how you grew up. But this could be the difference between your two parents. One is hypercritical. One is overly involved in your life and nitpicking at you. And the other one is just like kicked back and like, hey, I believe in you. I think you can do this. Or there's some type of, again, like something that you're striving to be. You want to be just like the King of Pentacles. And that's, many people's experience. I've talked to a couple of friends that are like that. Like, my dad is a piece of work, but my mom was always by my side, or vice versa. You know what I mean? So, I think because you're used to this person, and you're used to this person too, both the king and the queen, right? I think you're used to both of them. I think you're still... okay, hold on. They're like, hold it. Hold it. Oh... Okay, that takes a little bit of that changes the flavor a little bit. Hold on. I feel this is contextual or the past. But we're going to jump. I was going there, but they're like, wait, no, go here. So. Okay. So to continue sort of talking about, I think that's kind of what I was talking about. This criticism that you've lived with for a while, Libra, or this self-doubt, if it's not coming from someone else, this is your own self-doubt. This is your own self-criticism. That is true for a good portion of you. Like not a majority, nowhere near the majority of you. But for some of you, the nagging comes from the inside. The feelings of inadequacy or the feelings of I shouldn't have done this, I should have done that instead, and like second guessing yourself and not thinking that you're making the right choices for your life, that comes from inside. Now, regardless of where the source of the nagging comes from, it is kind of this tormented feeling that you have, that you've been experiencing. And I think most of you, if not all of you, are trying your damnedest to get over this. Nobody wants to be in the Nine of Swords. Nobody welcomes this energy into their lives. But when it's there, one of the first things you need to do is be aware of it. And I think that's where many of you are coming to. You're coming to this point of awareness. How anxious you have felt over the years listening to the criticism of this person, whoever they are, listening to the small voices in your head that have been telling you, you can't do it, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not rich enough, you're not, funny enough, you're not talented enough, blah, 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 blah. All the things that have plagued you, and it's been going on for a long time. Having awareness is super important, and I feel some of you will be very validated in this message today. Like, in some cases, perhaps you didn't feel normal, and I think that's actually that's incorrect. I think it's very normal for many people to not only experience self-doubt, but to be affected by other people's criticisms as deeply or as routinely or consistently that you've been affected. I spent many years wrestling with my own criticisms, right? And I still do. They pop up almost daily. But I'm aware. I'm sharing this with you as a one person to another, or one person to a group of people. As much as I'm doing this work and I'm helping people, and a lot of people come to me for advice beyond tarot, okay? I'm somebody that a lot of people think is just like consistently confident. Not true. Absolutely not true. Right? When I show I'm not confident, it shocks people. But I think I'm able to rest most of the time in some semblance of confidence because I'm aware of where this comes from, this feeling of Nine of Swords. And I address it as much as I can and as often as I can. Some days I'm just like, I don't have the energy to combat this. I don't have the energy to think positive thoughts and affirm things to myself and look at the things I have done in my life and I have accomplished and feel better, right? There are days where I'm just like, screw it. My life is crap, right? That's normal. And I feel someone here feels abnormal or feels their life is somehow different than others. And in this day and age, that's very common. You get on anybody's social media and half of what you're seeing is a bunch of bullshit. You know what I mean? So I get how in the grand scheme of things, from just the surface, you could compare yourself to others and feel like you're not doing enough, you don't have enough, you're not smart enough, funny enough, talented enough, whatever it is. More specifically related to people outside of you that give you this feeling or who have kind of embedded this energy within you, either recently or for many of you, I feel it's like chronic. I feel like you have been in contact with one person the majority of your life, or for some of you, you regularly come into contact with people like this, friends, lovers, people that you work with, things like that. Okay, so maybe your family is super supportive, but every time you go outside your home and you interact with other people, you come into contact with a bunch of like negative Nancys or a bunch of nagging Nancys at this point, right? So I think the awareness is very important to you. I would hope so. And it might be something that needs work, and that could be what you're working on. Even though this is Pentacles with the King and the Three of Pentacles, and it could talk about business, it could talk about money, it could talk about, all these tangible things that we value. The other thing with Pentacles, especially when I do readings, and other readers say this too, health and wellness. You could be working on getting better with your emotional or mental health at this point, right? Where maybe all of this turmoil over your life growing up, or, you know, feeling all kinds of inadequate and anxiety and all these things, you might be working on getting over that, or not even getting over it, because it's nothing that you quote unquote get over. It's something that you addressing it. Okay. Yes. Yes, that makes sense. So that Nine of Swords, at some point, and maybe still to this very moment that you're watching this video, has made you feel very stuck in a situation. And more importantly, or rather the deeper message is, you're not necessarily stuck in a situation. Some of you might feel that way, or some of you it might be very well true, but it is compounded, or it is made all the more complex and challenging because this is actually a stuck mindset. Swords are about communications and, can't even talk, communication and the way we rationalize the world, the way that we make sense of everything around us. Yes. And so a lot of you have co-signed on this idea of you're a failure, or maybe failure is harsh, but that might be true for a couple of you. You might have been told that, and you've been running with that concept, you know, for years now. Others of you, it's not necessarily failure, but like, you'll never have enough. You'll never actually make it to the upper echelons of society. You'll never be able to obtain certain levels of happiness and contentment in your life. If again, you're working on something related to Pentacles, you'll never have enough money. You'll never have the right security. You'll never have the creative prowess or the ability to execute a plan, because like I said, the Three of Pentacles is about planning and then going after it and striving towards the goal. Many of you possibly, like if this was about going back to that idea of like pursuing a career in the arts, maybe you wanted to be a writer, and maybe you've always had like the perfect idea for a novel or a screenplay in your head, and you've never written it down, or what you've written down, you've kind of let, you know, collect dust in your in your PC, in your desktop. You haven't opened that file for 5 years. So there's this sense that I'll never be able to do what I want to do, what I want to accomplish. I'm always going to come back to this point of feeling incapable, stuck and incapable. So this, your reading is definitely very personal, Libra. I don't know what's going on astrologically right now. Well, I do, actually. Isn't Mars in retrograde? Okay. I think Mars is either in retrograde right now or it's about to be. And Mars going retrograde, I don't know much about it, but I would assume it would be a challenge to action. It would be a challenge to how we all take action in our lives. This is definitely, I think, in that shed, in that same umbrella of having Mars. And I've mentioned it a couple times, so maybe some of you should look at your Mars placement in your charts. Mars doesn't get a lot of attention. I might actually start a series on Mars. Anyway, Mars is very important. A lot of people, you know, sun, moon, rising, yes, that's important. But Mars is very important in my estimation because it is about action. It is about tenacity and passion. The sun is just, your sun sign is your soul, how you radiate, how you kind of display. It's like an avatar. It's like a profile picture. That's what the sun is, right? But if you think about Mars and rising, that's really like how you show up in life. So think about that. Mars and your rising. If you're a Libra sun, this still applies to you, but go look at those other placements and really consider them, because what I'm sensing, what the hell is with this noise outside? Anyway, what I'm sensing here is like, because of such a long period of time of feeling or thinking or being told a certain thing, you kind of are having to fight with the past, or fight with your conditioning, or fight with your own worldview or the worldview of someone else who's, again, I think if it's an outside person, they think they're being like kind to you, or they're showing compassion towards you, and it's not really being received that way because it's left you feeling very stuck or inadequate or somehow deficient, and you're not. No person in this world is deficient. We all have purpose and reason, and I don't want to get into it because that's a huge challenge to the collective. Period. Not just Libras. Everybody would have to really dig deep to come to that truth. But anyway, Yeah, so you feel stuck, and I feel like there might be a tie here between the King of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. Let me see. Okay. Now, in some cases, you might have I said that before. You might not even know the King of Pentacles personally. This could be like a public persona or a celebrity or somebody, who you're just reading their books and learning from them from afar, right? So you might not know this person personally, and you might feel super detached from them. If you know them personally, you could be estranged from them. Like I said, this could be your parents, and either one of them could be estranged from you, they're gone from you, but you still kind of idolize them, or you see something in them, again, that you want to replicate, that you want to see exist in your life, on your path. You want to be like this person, but they might not be around, and that, again, makes you feel stuck. Because if they were here to guide you, if you could talk to them one-on-one, if you could have that interpersonal relationship, once again, for whatever reason they're not around, you would be better off. I get the sense like, oh, if I could just talk to the King of Pentacles, if we could just sit down and have a conversation, oh man, I would feel so much better. I would have so much clarity. I would have, like, this person would jumpstart my confidence. Be careful with that. And if they're available to you, if in any sense of the word, if you can send them a text or an email and maybe they'll respond, do it. In some cases, like, you've lost contact with this person, and it's not any fault of, okay, thank you. Okay, for some, this person is dead. Okay, and I'm not saying that like in a cavalier way, like, get over it. I'm not trying to, I hope that's not what my tone was giving to you. It's more like they've been gone a while. They've been gone. I'm not telling you, I'm not shocking you with that news. You already knew this, okay? It could be like like an older relative of yours, like a grandfather or a great uncle or aunt or something like that. Someone that when you were young, they were really there for you. And now that they're gone, you're kind of like flapping in the wind and you feel really lost without their guidance. Something like that. Now, final card in your main spread. And that's only for a few of you, And condolences, by the way, losing a person like that, I could see how that could really leave someone feeling adrift. I could see that. Yeah. Yeah. I could see that. Because I'm sitting here, I'm like, don't I have someone like that? Of course I do. Okay. For those who don't know, my grandmother is one of my guides, so I don't feel her loss very often, but when I do, it does like, damn, like, she's been gone a while, and it is a huge missing in my physical life. In my spiritual life, it's not a problem. In my physical life, this waking moment of being a human, my God. So yeah, I totally get you. Anyway, the final card in your main spread, Ace of Wands. So reignition, feeling impassioned, feeling, excited about something, having a bright idea. Again, wands speak to action and spirituality, like physical action, movement, and spirituality. And what did I just say about Mars? Mars being in retrograde, not that it means people are inactive. I think it like intensifies it. I'm feeling that I could be wrong. I'm not an astrologer, so please investigate this for yourself. Don't take my word for it. I feel as though Mars in retrograde is going to, it's sort of like potential energy. Ooh, look at me trying to talk about physics. I only took one physics class, and that was like in junior high. No, that was junior high. Oh, Lord. But what I remember about potential energy is it's a storing up of energy. Potential energy is not kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is energy in motion. My hand moving like that, that's kinetic energy. My hand, where I'm flexing my muscles, but I'm not actually releasing the motion, that's potential energy, right? So something like that is going on in this retrograde. That's what that feels like. It feels like you're building, Libra, but you're not actually releasing this energy. You have nowhere to put it just yet. or the idea hasn't come to you. The opportunity, sometimes the aces represent opportunities or chances. So the opportunity hasn't come upon you yet. You haven't, had the eureka moment that, aha, this is exactly what I need to do. I feel still working something out, planning something. Okay, that could be it. The building up of the energy could just be the planning stages, and you have yet to take the action. I think the action, being that it's between these two challenging cards right here, Queen of Swords and Nine of Swords, I think the action is really going to be upsetting to that energy up there. It'll upset this person, and it will hopefully give you a little bit of a breakthrough from whatever anxiety that you have going on, whatever self-doubt that you've been experiencing. So I don't know what it is. In many cases, it feels like it's a matter of time. Even though this is not a Pentacles card, the Ace of Wands is not a Pentacles card, it does feel like in several of your cases, it's a matter of time. And my ear just began to ring, so yes. And that rarely happens, but it just began to ring. So that is true. For some of you, it's just a matter of time. So I don't know if you need to be patient. I don't know if it's, you're expectant of it. Maybe some of you are expecting it. You're like, I know exactly the day and the time, and I just can't wait. And, I don't know. But it's just a matter of time. Wow. And look, it's a feather duster, right? What do you do with a feather duster? You clean things with that. You clean things up with that. So I feel whatever mess you feel that you're in, whatever dusty thing is in your life, you're going to dust it off. What did I say earlier? I said earlier about some of you having creative ideas or a novel or some idea that you haven't addressed in a long time. You've not pursued it. It's collected dust. Go dust that thing off. Nice. Okay. I see you, universe. Thank you. Outcome for you, Libra, in September is the King of Swords. So, and some very specific, this is a very specific message. For some of you, you're going to be promoted. Or you're going to take on a new role in your job. Maybe not a promotion, maybe a lateral move, but like maybe a bump in pay or some type of taking on more responsibility. It's not, something is changing in your work for some of you. Or you're getting a new boss. If you're not being promoted or changing job titles or changing jobs, period, I feel you might be getting a new boss, something like that. Other than that, what is the King of Swords? Please show me. I think you're going to start, again, going back to the person or the people who have these creative ideas, these artistic ideas that need to be expressed. I feel like you're going to be putting pen to paper, so to speak. I feel you're going to start writing your own story. Maybe some of you need to do a memoir. Maybe some of you need to start a blog or a vlog or something like that, documenting your life and telling your story. The King of Swords is a very composed speaker. Somebody who communicates pretty clearly. Unlike the Queen of Swords, where there can be a lot of divisive speech, or there can be biting moments in the Queen of Swords communication, King of Swords is less biting. The King of Swords, these two, the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords, are like flipped in terms of like their attributes, their personality types. Normally, it would be the kings who are more like feisty and like going out there and getting after it and being in everything and, hands in different pots and being very like demonstrative in the situation. The King of Swords, for me, usually is more demure, is calmer, is more rational than the Queen of Swords can be. So you might be meeting the Queen of Swords and their irrationality, whoever they are in your life, whatever that represents, with a different set or a new mindset toward fixated on more objective reasoning, more objective analyzation, something like that. Analyzation? Analyzing? Is analyzation? I don't know. Anyway, I might have just made a word up. Anyway, so I get this sense of like taking very strong control over communication, over possibly self-expression or telling your story, speaking your truth. And being not reactionary. This feels responsive more than reactionary. This is very mature. This is a very mature way of coming out. Okay. They're just like, they want me to let that hang there. A more what did I say? More mature way of coming out? That's what I said? Okay. So that might mean something to you guys. Or maybe one or two of you. I don't know. But it feels super mature. It feels very like well thought out, very composed, super in control of your reaction to thing, the way you respond, right? Where before you might have felt very panicked, might have felt you're not going to be able to get your point across. The King of Swords is able to get their point across. I like that for you. Overall energy for you, Libra, is the Eight of Cups. So, one of the things I always note when I see this card is how exhausted this woman is meant to be. She looks kind of over it. She looks kind of fed up. And how similar I feel this energy can sometimes look more like the Eight of Pentacles than the Eight of Cups. Because in the Eight of Cups, in the traditional tarot, you see someone walking away. It's a very dreary scene. It looks very depressing. All those kinds of things. Here, you've got like eight stacked cups of coffee. That means that somebody is like working overtime, right? And maybe that's what's been going on. Maybe some of you have been working really, really hard, going back to the Three of Pentacles, to achieve something. Okay. Remember what I was saying about working towards mental and spiritual health and wellness, right? Behavioral wellness, emotional wellness, right? You could have been putting in overtime with that. You could have been really working closely with a counselor or a therapist, or just doing it on your own, whatever way you're doing it. And the whole purpose is because you've been not happy, period. Not happy, dissatisfied, not feeling a part of whatever you've been involved in, wherever you have been spending your time, putting in your effort. In some of your cases, I feel this is being tired of your social circles. And we didn't talk much about that, but I do sense like some of you are like, I'm not vibing with my friends anymore. We don't, it's just like different sets of people, or different mindsets, different priorities perhaps. And so you might have to leave certain connections, friends, family, lovers, whatever it may be, for the sake of feeling better. Something like that is going on here. Regardless of where this hits in your life, it talks to emotional dissatisfaction, and that has been the underpinning of everything we've talked about today, okay? Libra, that is your reading for September. I hope you liked it. If you did, there's a like button down below. Go ahead and hit that for me. If you want to leave a comment, let me know how this resonated. That would be very awesome. Feel free to share the video and subscribe to the channel. Please do. The community continues to grow, and I'm having a good time meeting all you guys. So if you want to come along on my journey as a growing tarot reader, feel free to subscribe. Thank you very much. Libra, again, happy birthday to you guys. If you need me for anything, check out the links below. Instagram. Again, if you want a personal, that information is down below, okay? I will be back in about a week and a half, 2 weeks, to give you your mid-September readings. Until then, Libra, thank you so much for watching. Take care.